Hey, hold on. Hey, this is. Hey, man. Oh my God. Hey, yo, hold up. We are live. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you are listening. We got. Oh my gosh. This is why niggas haven't gone live yet, man. We are for the first inaugural episode of Group Chat Podcast live here. Hey, what got me fucked up before we even started this shit, man?
Can you be
Oh
cussing this
fuck.
early into the show? Is
That's
that
what I'm
Should I
okay?
be
saying,
cussing
man.
this early?
I don't think so.
He the reason why
I
they gonna give us the
Hey
chili.
man, look, we'll see. We'll find it out. We'll figure it out. We got it. It's good. You know, it's man. Look, YouTube likes me. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of the Group Chat Podcast. We are live. We are here for the most comprehensive breakdown of boxing, specifically by me. I'm joined as always, my brother here on the left, standing in at a nice 6'2", 215 pounds. Tony is in the building. How we feeling?
6'2", 215. Man, what would life be like if I was 6'2", 215? Can't imagine it. I can't
You want
imagine
you
having to
want
walk into rooms and like duck my head under shit.
all right, 6'2" ain't that tall, nigga.
Here you
Um
go. Here you go.
I was like, I'm like, because I got to duck. Like, I really have to duck because doorways are 6'8", and I figure I learned that not by reading a book. Um,
Of mice and men ass nigga.
hey, niggas gonna put me down. Um,
Do the intros, man.
hey man, look, this is the intro, man. We here. This is one take. What I'll say, one take. Uh, in the middle, standing in at a 6'3", 222 pounds. Will is in the building. How we feeling?
I'm good, man. Amazing. Happy Sunday. God is great. All that.
See, he trying to go back on what the swearing I did to start the show.
Facts.
Nah, and excuse me. This is the Group Chat Podcast. Appreciate y'all for joining in today. Appreciate y'all for stopping by. Lots to talk about today. Starting with I do want y'all actually too. I know it's not on the list. I do want obviously was a big boxing fight last night. I do want y'all to give quick rundown before we get into the NFL shit here. Y'all thoughts on the fight? Obviously, niggas don't come to me for boxing matchups. It ain't never gonna happen. And to be honest, of all the fights, I'm really not gonna watch. I'm like, my wife's been gone for 2 weeks. She just came back in last night. That was definitely not the fight. That was not what I was watching last night. So hey, what's the boxing breakdown, man? Who wants to start us off?
Man,
Yeah. Go
no,
ahead, Tony. You
really,
can kick it off.
really no breakdown. You had Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez in a highly anticipated matchup that ended with Canelo getting smoked after 12 rounds. So shout out to him, of course. Canelo's a all-time great, but he just beat a nigga that was all-time greater. I mean, he
One
just
of
lost to a
the
nigga that was greater all time than him.
so they pretty much the same generation, right?
I'd say so.
So that is this the number one and number two fighter of this generation?
It's a great question. Kind of has to be, at least when you think about like everything, like the big fights they've been in, accomplishments and the people they fought.
Which is interesting because like I don't know if people would have viewed it that way. Like I don't know if people viewed it that way going into the fight. Like
No, for sure not.
I think I
They
think
definitely
I
didn't.
think the consensus has been, and we kind of talked about it before the camera started rolling, but the consensus was that Canelo is probably the greatest fighter of this generation. And we talk about people being just split on Bud all the time. Like you got people either love him or they don't like him at all. Canelo is one of those people. Even if you're not a fan, like fans still give him his respect as a fighter. But I think if nothing else, this fight catapulted Bud to that number one spot.
It put him in a different level for sure. And also the Bud, any Bud hate or dislike just comes from stand shit. Like, because realistically, there's nothing about Bud you can like honestly dislike. Like, he's never ducked nobody. He tried to make all those fights with all those guys for what we talking 6, 7 years.
hmm
So it's like it's nothing that he hasn't done or wasn't willing to do.
So I'm going off just a tweet here. So obviously, because again, I'm not the boxing guy. You called him Tony in your tweet. You went basically ran down all his highlights. I'm not gonna read them all off right now, but you did call him the GOAT of this era. I don't know if that's like an in the moment or if that's you really feel like he is the best of this era of boxing.
No,
For
like
his
I
weight class.
mean, for somebody like you that's not into boxing, I'm gonna break it down like this. Say Giannis won fucking Giannis has done all these things, but say
I was about to
Giannis
say,
won
I'm like, Giannis won everything. Like,
say Giannis won MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, and the championship, but he did that every year for like
okay,
5,
so
6, 7
2020,
years in a
so
row.
2020, but like he went on a run.
Exactly. Like say from 2021 to fucking 2030, essentially 2030, Giannis did all four of those things every single year. That's what Bud has done since 2015, 14.
Damn.
So before his last fight, which was at 154 against Israel Majumov, Bud, the last time Bud had a fight that went to decision was when, like 2013. Like every fight from between 2013 and 2024, when he fought Majumov, was a knockout.
Was a stoppage. He was
Like they
putting
stopped the
niggas
fight.
down. He was
Is
putting
he
niggas down.
heavyweight?
No.
No, come on, Justin, please.
Nigga,
Please
I'm
stop
asking,
doing
I'm asking
this.
questions. I'm asking questions. I'm trying to be. This is what they tell people. They say be smarter than you were yesterday. So if I can learn new information, I'm smarter than I was the day before. Like
We love
I'm
you.
just trying to ask questions. Trying to ask questions, man. Look,
He is all right. So so put it like this, because like when we talk about like weight classes in boxing, that shit always blows your mind. So look at it like this: he started fighting at 135 pounds.
Okay.
Yesterday, he beat the best nigga at 168 pounds.
I'm aware he could probably kill me. So like the next thing I say is gonna sound ignorant as fuck. I'm just like I'm just not good with the idea of a nigga weighing 168 knocking me out. Like that does not sit good in my soul. Like I get he could probably kill me. Like not even probably. Nah,
Canelo will put you out your misery.
Bro, I'm like I don't know, man. I can't.
It's crazy for you to say that, but when we asked you if you would rumble with Tank, you said no. Tank 130 pounds, 135 pounds.
I know that nigga would kill me. Like I'm acknowledging like these are trained killers. Like I get that. It's insane to me when I'm thinking about like, who. Again, it's just a different world, right? Like I'm sitting like if I'm like comfortably, I'm like 250 to 260. And so just the idea of somebody 100 plus pounds or almost 100 pounds. You said he was 168 yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
In the fight, he was probably about 180.
But you said he started
weight class
130 something?
Wait, from a weight class standpoint, yeah, he started at 135.
Yeah, see, like that's my thing of it's just like it would feel insane if a nigga 100 pounds plus less than me just knocked me out. And that's admitting he could. Again, this is why I say like, I don't want no smoke with Tank. I'm very well aware of like who I can and cannot fight. It's I go down to Mexico, like I feel good in a 1-on-1. You said what?
You got the reach advantage against Tank.
I'd have the reach advantage. That nigga Knuckles I'd still die.
That nigga Knuckles hit your liver, you might not wake up again.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm aware of this. It's just one of those things. It's like, it's like when I still worked at the school, it was like, look, man, I ain't play any higher than high school varsity. But man, when them 6th graders was talking shit, I was fucking them up. Niggas couldn't do nothing with me. I was shacking his prime back then. like what they want.
You said you feel good in Mexico?
I feel good in Mexico. 1v1, like
man.
random nigga pull up. No, we got to try. I remember one of like my favorite school stories is me and another dude. He was probably 6'3", 6'4", Like we just put because you communicate with walkie-talkies, right? So like if somebody's going home, they tell you, "Hey, so and so is going home." We put them shits down. We fucked them 6th graders up. That shit was like fucking 30-0. Someone had to come out and just scream at us like, "Hey, so and so's got to leave." I was like, "Ah, damn, my bad."
The craziest thing, and we ain't gonna deviate too much, everybody, but the craziest thing about like California or West Coast schools in general is that them shits is all one level. Like all that shit is ground level.
No, we got generally speaking, like the district, at least like I worked at the same district I went to school at. You have like an upper and a lower. I don't know if that's what you're saying. It's like the playground and
Yeah,
shit
because
would be like a lower field versus the school. The school is basically on one level. But
yeah,
they
that's
have
what
like
I'm
a
saying. Like
playground
my
and
high
field.
school was 5 floors.
Gosh, damn. Okay, see, that's nuts. So like our high school, now my high school's been totally redone. This shit don't even look like how I went to like. If I told niggas I can't even tell niggas I went there. It's like that shit looks entirely different. They redid all the buildings. They were doing a whole bunch of shit. Like, so it don't even look like the same school I went. I went during literally like the construction period. So we had like all portables and like fucking makeshift classrooms. And so but that shit, yeah, it was all on one level besides like exactly the ROTC field. The niggas were just weird. Like they had their own little shit, but besides that. They was like really thought like it was wild, like the confidence ROTC gave like random people. It was like, y'all know this ain't like real military. I know they gave you like the uniform and everything, but like y'all not actually trained. They just having you run like a few extra laps a day versus the kids in like fucking
You not
weight
supporting
training.
the troops. That's
They
crazy.
don't care about being
not-
trained. They just want their charger.
You not supporting the troops is crazy.
They just want their Dodge Charger and go.
Bro, I'm like, they really felt like after like 2 weeks of school, like they was ready to fight. People was like, I can't even fight you. Like I'm trained now. I'm like, bro, you ain't trained. I saw you just barely run the mile. Like, what you mean? Like, we just oh man. Support the troops, everybody. Who y'all listen to, man? Who is y'all rapper of the week? I promise this week I'm not going with a nigga who's redacted. I listened to that back and I was like, that's kind of a crazy way to start off. Kind of a crazy way to start. We started talking about graduation and niggas on TikTok was arguing graduation versus late registration and TikTok people, which we will be live on TikTok next week. I'm not saying, and none of us said late registration was a bad album. Like, I do need y'all to like listen to more than just the 30 seconds. Like these videos are 55 seconds. They're not that long. Like you can get through the full 55. I promise you. Nobody here said late registration was a bad album. We just said graduation was better. So, you know, having to defend myself. I've had to defend myself some wild shit this week. So, and they still on Tony's ass. Like there's people who like it with all due admittance. I'm like, and I like Bo because he's the quarterback of my team. There are people who I did not know existed who like Bo Nix way more than I do. And I'm captain Team Delusion. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm all here for it. But I was like,
the thing that those people have in common is that they all cried this week over a death.
Hey man. Oh shit. Objectively, that statement sounds wild, but I get it. I get it. The
two things can be
like
true.
Oh shit. Oh man. Hey Tony, who you been listening to this week?
My rapper of the week. And I come to this conclusion as I was listening to another rapper who's not my rapper of the week, but I love him. My rapper of the week is Freddie Gibbs. And
Okay.
Alfredo 2 is fantastic. It's just a fantastic album. One of the best albums of the year. And I've had that just running that back throughout the week. And it hit me. And I saw somebody say this in a comment. I want to say maybe it was YouTube or Twitter. One of the two. Freddie Gibbs is the Midwest Prodigy. And the thing about Freddie Gibbs is a fantastic rapper, as Prodigy was. He always has like really good production, as Prodigy always did, working with Havoc and Alchemist. And they stayed in a lot of beefs that you never really saw them like you never really saw them do anything about except rap about them. But they stayed in them and they kept the same energy throughout the beefs, which I can always appreciate. obviously Prodigy stayed in beef with name a great rapper. Prodigy beef with him, and it's similar to Freddie Gibbs. Now Freddie Gibbs hasn't beef with the level of guys that Prodigy was beefing with when we talking like all
Yeah.
time top of the game niggas. But he's in beefs with like great rappers, quote unquote street guys, if you will. And these situations have gotten physical. These situations have turned physical. So, but looking at it from just a rap standpoint, like it's not a lot of niggas out here that's rapping better than Freddie Gibbs. Specifically in the year 2025, it's not a lot of niggas rapping better than Freddie Gibbs.
Freddie's been killing shit. Freddie's got it's one of the things that like Freddie's never gonna. We were talking about like superstars last week, like niggas are just known like in every single household, and Freddie's probably not there, which takes away some of the shine. But like Freddie, the last 4 to 5 years has been one of the best rappers on the planet, like just undeniably. Like he might not ever be like again a superstar, but Freddie been rapping his ass off. Will, who do the elderly listen to? Who do the elderly listen to these days?
Elderly is crazy.
I want to see this nigga. I just want to see this nigga was pulling up with like a 90s rapper on the first day. I was just like, hey man, look.
We go. You definitely more than 90s rapper than I. I
definitely am. I could say
90s rapper.
I could do Nas every week, but like, I'm trying to also be like, I'm trying to actually be
Nas, Big Daddy Kane. You all Big Daddy Kane edition.
All right, listen, man. We skipped the generation. We skipping around a little too much.
You all LL Cool J cannabis.
LL, I was listening to LL, like unironically, I was listening to LL like pretty recently. So that one, hey man, look, shout out to a legend. Who listened to this week?
For me, I'm gonna go with. And I know the album dropped. I think the album dropped a little while ago, but for me, I kind of just got in tune with it. I'm gonna go with Chance the Rapper. I listened to his newest album. Shout out to my Chicago brethren.
I was about to ask you because I gotta ask everybody. Like, is he actually from Chicago? How's that work? I never know.
Oh no, he from Chicago. He from 79th.
Oh, okay, cool.
Shout out to the Chatham boys. But no, I gave his album a listen. I think it dropped like a month ago, and I've never been like I've listened to like Chance like throughout the years. I've never been like a big Chance guy though, like just overall. I know his last album got a lot of pushback. I think that was like the marriage album or something like that. Yeah. So
yeah, no, that was a funny album to hate on.
That was
like it was not. It was like
Justin was like this shit. It was Justin said this shit.
It was so because I like Chance and I gave it a chance and I'm like, bro, like because it's one of those things like, are you supposed to shit on the nigga for being like, I love my wife, I'm happy, and I'm like, yeah, when the bars was asked, like you supposed to.
I love my wife raps.
Justin only listened to it after he heard everybody said it was a I Love My Wife album. He was like, oh shit, I need to go put that shit on.
No, that shit is.
But I actually never listened to that. But I know I wouldn't recommend it. A lot of.
Same place you put the Carter 6, you could put that one. Like you can leave them shits in the same one.
Nah, so I know he was getting a lot of flack from that album, and like I said, I never listened to that one. I think even back to acid rap, like I wasn't like big on that. I like Coloring Book. I like some of the things that he did like in between and stuff like that. So it's like I ain't never been like a big Chance guy, but I did enjoy this album. I think it was a good kind of bounce back from him from all the flack he was getting on his last album. So I'm gonna go with Chance this week.
No, that's dope.
I do. I got predictions on who you going with.
Who you think I'm going with? Here we go. Start the insults off. We 19 minutes in. Start the insults off.
You YSL. You going with the thugger? I know it.
Nah. So
okay,
mine
ain't dropped nothing new last week, so you can't be going with him.
Hey, nah, it's only fucked up because like Mass Appeal's doing all these drops, and I'm just like, man, this is like the worst time to do it because I'm gonna get flamed for every single one of these, and it's like all like, man, look. Anyway, shout out to
KRS-One. KRS-One is hilarious.
Hey man, look, they all legends, but it's like it just don't sound like.
Unless it's some new Big L shit that's then like came back in your rotation or something.
I heard
the irony of that is that Nas is dropping like a new Big L album.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like they got that whole massive.
Look how excited he got. Look how excited he got. Wait till we gotta watch this back. Wait till we watch this back.
I'm not saying I'm not listening to it. I'm just saying, like, look, hey man, no. I was at the before I get mine really quick because Tony, I got offended for Tony because I was at the beach last Sunday morning, and there was like two groups of white people playing beach volleyball, right? And one was playing like just some regular pop shit, whatever. I don't know the songs, but like just pop records, right? And I'm like, all right, tracks. These other group of white people was playing like 80s hip hop, like you could hear the DJ in the background. And in my head, I'm just like, man, I know Tony would be offended if he saw this. Like he would stare at these people and be like, it was watching
white
real
people
time,
love
like,
old school hip hop.
That's what I was like. It was like they were trying to prove like they was cool, and like that was the only thing I could get from like looking at them. I was just like, "Is this what y'all?" Hey man, look, go ahead. It's like 8:00 in the morning. It's a beach. I'm not doing this with y'all. Now my rap of the week is Big Sean, and that was I had like when I'm cleaner doing something. Normally I'll just throw like a YouTube mix in the background, like just picks a song, and just kind of let that shit run. And Deep Reverence came on, fire song. Deep Reverence is dope. Detroit 2 is dope, and that made me every now and again, if I'm listening to somebody, that shit'll make me go back and listen to their old shit, right? Wale did that because I saw Wale going on crazy with Twitter. I went back and listened to Wale. Listen to Big Sean, and Big Sean has had a hell of a career. I know I trashed his last album because it was bad, so I don't feel bad about that. It was just honest review. But listen to Deep Reverence, it's like he's like, yo, I'm going on another 10-year run. And I started doing the math, and I was like, nah, nigga, you ain't. Like, you had a great 10-year plus career, and like you got a kid, you got basically a wife. I'm like, you good, you did it, man. But niggas ain't listened to Big Sean for 10 plus years. So I had a great time listening to all the Big Sean's throwbacks and all the Big Sean's, again, hell of a career. Wherever he's kind of always been in that around that top 5 conversation for his era. Some people have him higher. I know Charlemagne put like a big campaign out for him at one point where he said Sean was better than all of them. And I was like, I ain't going there, but Sean is dope. So listen to a lot of Big Sean this week. But then it also made me start thinking and this is where I added this in, do we have anybody currently? So I want to exclude the big 3 because they all pretty much just need basically 1 to 2 more projects, and depending on where niggas feel like Cole's going to end up on, if he really retires post the drop off, he would technically fall a little bit short. Do we have anybody who's currently rapping who feels like the next 20-year guy? So like obviously you bring up like all the 90s guys, they've made it 20 plus years. Wayne's made it 20 years. Again, the big 3 are just a few years away from making it 20. Like, is there anybody who's actively rapping now that we feel like is going to have one of those long ass careers? Because Sean's not going to make it, in my opinion. Because niggas, I don't think will care about Big Sean. I don't think niggas really care about Big Sean right now, and so he's obviously going to fall short.
That's not true. That's not true.
So, hear me out. The same way last week or 2 weeks ago, when we all found out T.I. dropped an album that none of us fucking knew he dropped. If Sean were to do that shit, either the next album or the album after that, he could have, I don't remember what the name of T.I. shit was, but like he could have that kind of thing where like he puts out an album and it here today, gone tomorrow, and nobody's really checking for it. And so the relevancy after 20 years, I think, is more what I'm saying. Like niggas can always put out music as much as they want.
Big Sean, that wouldn't happen to Big Sean because we're not in that space to where like a Big Sean album won't matter. Even if it's not going to go number 1 or be like the most talked about album, it will still matter because Big Sean can still rap really well. And like he'll have a feature on there that you care about. It'll be some production on there that you care about, shit like that. Like for better or worse, rather people like the album or don't like the album, a Big Sean album will matter. Like when we talking like about hip hop and rap and shit like that. T.I., that was self-inflicted. Like the T.I. shit is all self-inflicted. Like T.I. not mattering for 20 years as a rapper, that's the thing he did. That's not something that we as a people decided.
Not even just that though, but it's I guess the question is like T.I. He's not like, so even I guess to the T.I. point, he's not irrelevant like as a rapper. I mean, like we ain't listening to his new shit, but just in the overall.
No, the name
like,
still holds weight.
Like, yeah, so it's like it's still T.I. So it's like and I mean, I guess as far as the album piece of it go, like I think we're getting at the point now to where people ain't really caring about albums anyway. So as long as you can go out and still rap good and you still drop verses or you drop a freestyles where people are going back and listening to it, I think in the next 5 years or so, like, I mean, even now to a lot of people, the albums don't matter.
No,
because like if you and I know we talking about like rappers like men that are actually rapping, but when you think about somebody like Cardi B, who's been able to maintain her relevance with only dropping that one album all those years ago when she dropped it. So it's like the album ain't gonna make you relevant or irrelevant as long as you drop a heat in between.
Do you think? And so Cardi's a good point. So Cardi's like a star.
Because when did Cardi drop her album? Her first, was that 2017, 18?
2018.
Yeah, 2018.
It was 2018.
It's been 7 years.
That's early 2018. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, relatively. I think it was April.
So it's like, but Cardi is a star as like a personality. She don't even really necessarily get to be a star because of music. Sean is only, with all due respect, like Sean is his star power comes from music and comes from rapping, and so it's and I'm not even trying to sit here and shit on Sean because even and I put that in the notes. I'm like, Blueprint's gonna turn 25 next year. And we were talking about all these different albums, like the best albums of the last 25 years. If you watch and go check that out, that's a really dope episode. A lot of great albums. Tony, you're probably you're more in tune with like this generation and like the niggas who are like actively rapping right now. Do any of them, in your opinion, feel like these are guys who are going to have like super long careers?
When you say that, what do you mean exactly? Like this generation, what do you mean when you say this generation?
So who
is this generation?
So I think there's a cutoff. I just don't know exactly where it'd be, right? So you've obviously got the blog era, then you've got what like Migos, Uzi, Playboy Cardi, the nigga with the red hair. I can't think of his name.
All them niggas like 33.
That's
so
like the new generation though. Like that's
no, but that's what I'm saying. So it's the niggas after them is the way that I'm kind of viewing it.
I ain't gonna lie.
Like the niggas
I don't know
after
them niggas.
I was gonna say I don't even know why you think Tony know them niggas.
I don't know them niggas.
Like the Migos, the era that you just talked about with the Migos is probably more his time frame. So it's like I don't even see Tony knowing these new niggas. But
like Lil Baby's first tape was 2017. Like that was almost 10 years ago. Like I don't like when you talk about this era, nigga. I don't know these niggas.
Hey, shout out to the timeless meme. So I get. Do we think any? Okay, then we'll stick with just what we know. Then for that era, then so like Uzi, Playboy Cardi.
I'll say this actually before you go. There's guys within like this new era that I am a fan of that I do know, like Bossman, D-Lo, Lil Shimmy, stuff like that. But like from a total of these guys, like this whole thing, I don't know that much.
No, that's fair. Like, what would Future Start be? Like his first, if we were to like put a year one on his career, what's the year you would put?
Me personally, I put 2011.
2011. Okay, so he would go. And maybe
he was out
sounds
fucking years before that, but when we think about Future as we know Future now, I say 2011.
let's say mixtapes are always gonna make it like niggas could have multiple mixtapes before one breaks through and shit like that, or have like loose singles here before like they're who they are as an artist. But like, do you think? And I didn't include him because I just said exclude the big three. Do you think Future's gonna be still like? Do you think Future's even want to do music in 6 years to get him to 2031 to do like a full 20 years?
Future's gonna do music till he dies. Like Future's gonna do music until he can't anymore. And he can sell them shits out every year. I seen it with my own eyes. Like Future's gonna keep doing this shit until he can't physically do it anymore.
Okay. Who else would be? Do y'all think? Okay, so then going back to, do you think a nigga like Uzi is gonna have like a 20-year, or again, I'm going Uzi, Cardi, because I'm just kind of going to the top of the list because I don't niggas again. There's a reason why I get joked on liking KRS and these older niggas. I definitely don't give a fuck about anybody that seriously post like 2016, 2017 with like some very like, I like Cordae a lot, but I don't know if Cordae is gonna have like a 20-year career. I don't know if he's going to be able to generate enough, because you have to be a certain level of successful to also maintain that. And even in his 3 albums, I'm like, there's already so big ups and downs where I'm like, I don't know if he's going to be here. He's got to go 14, 15 years.
I think success as a major artist versus an independent artist is like definitely 2 different things. Like I don't know Cordae's label situation or anything like that, but I'm almost sure somebody like that, especially when you talk about like these guys that actually rap, they always able to kind of have a core fan base or like a cult following of people that just like what they do. So I think for somebody like that, he may not necessarily have a problem. But it may not be seen as relevant if you compare them to like other mainstream artists.
That's valid. I guess that's where it gets tricky, because the way music can be released, like you don't ever have to do technically anything physically anymore. Chance was just on Joe shit, and that was one of the things he was talking about, is like with the success of acid rap and streaming, and he's like label wanted to give him like a physical copies for his budget, and he's like, do you know what the fuck I just did? Like, I don't need no fucking physical copies. And if you can always put stuff on the internet and you can stream it, and you don't have to. It's much cheaper to maintain yourself as an artist once you have that following. Who would be another guy? I was trying to. There was somebody else was an example of mine. Man, I'm blanking. I just think we're gonna see less, and maybe 20 years. Like, there's no reason, which is the alternative. They just might not need to do shit for 20 years.
Said that, I don't think these motherfuckers want to do it for 20 years either.
No,
like, you gotta
I agree.
Want to like have that longevity. I don't think they really give a shit about having that longevity either. I think they're like, for a lot of these new motherfuckers, like rap is a quick lick. Like it's something to kind of just come up and do some other shit.
Now, do you think that is potentially a problem, or do you just think the fact that like there will always be a handful of people, like right now just got a lot of it where it's like, oh, he's just gonna be one of like those guys, like he's getting a lot of that kind of attention because he's a rapper's rapper, right? And so does it matter that there is X amount of artists who are like you said, getting a quick lick, but there's always going to be people like Jid who they're going to take it super serious, they're going to want to be involved long term? Like, do you think that kind of works itself out?
You mean like for rap as a whole?
Yeah,
I would say that we talked about this before, but it's like rap is in a weird place. It's in a particular place because it's like you have guys that still really rap and bar up and like take it seriously, but then you also have guys where it's like they don't really take it that serious, and it's kind of just a thing to do to get some money. It's not necessarily like a thing you love. I think that I don't want to say it's a problem, because that diminishes the guys that really do give a shit about it, like Jid or like a Gibbs or people of that realm, like that really care about the rapping. But we need more motherfuckers that are stars of rap to give a shit about where rap is going, and it's just not like that. It used to be that way, whereas like the guys that were the big stars in rap, they gave a shit about it. So when you had guys that didn't really take rap super serious, or they was kind of here today, gone tomorrow, it didn't impact the game the way that it does now. So it's like the majority of a lot of guys that are bigger in rap, they don't really give a shit about where rap is going.
I agree, and this is 1,000%. This is like a. I always say the reason why I talk about what I talk about is because it's not that serious. But there's a part in my head where I'm like, do we get to an issue where, like, currently the 50-year-old legends, the guys who've been around for 20 plus years, they're still around. They're not necessarily the most active, but like Hove is still around, Nas is still around, Wayne is still like, they're still around hip hop. And Wayne, you could argue, still active, but that's his own case. Talk about a nigga who's just going to do it till he dies. Like, but eventually that will start to shift out, right? Like, if we go 20 years down the line, like when Hope's 70, I don't really expect him to be like around hip hop or around the way he has been, obviously, throughout his career. Same with Nas. Again, eventually, when like, and that's where I wonder, like, does that become a problem when like,
Why
when
not
the guys who are, I just think if you're 70 and at that point, like, you might have like, you, on top of being a dad, like have grandkids, like you just not going to be, you in a different space in life. And so if he's 70, I'm not going to expect the 70-year-old to want to be around hip hop culture.
These 80-year-old basketball niggas be at all the games still. They got families and shit.
That might work itself out. But again, I guess that's not my expectation.
Ho might still be, he might still be in the culture. He might not be a rapper, but you know.
I don't see a world where a Jay-Z isn't around rap. Like, I just don't see that being a thing.
Like, because even
like
now,
a Jay-Z
like,
and Nas, all like.
Wayne might still
because you think about, man, my bad, Will, but
no, go ahead,
those guys, when you step back and really think about it, they are literally the second generation of rap. It's like you have the first generation with like Kane and KRS and all those guys, even even LL, and then right after them is Nas, as Jay-Z, is Wu. Like, I don't see a world where like those guys are not around rap in some capacity.
But even with Jay,
they raised it.
They raised it, but Jay-Z ain't around rap in the capacity that he was before. But like when you look at what he's doing with the NFL and the halftime show, it's still some type of capacity with him being involved with the rap.
No,
he can do that. He can do that for the next 20 years, and he's gonna still be around rap.
I guess that's my thing, is I don't know if, and I'm not really obviously trying to speak for him or trying to imply what his motives are. I guess, again, my thing would be like, if you're 70, you got grandkids, your kids are young adults, like, I wouldn't be shocked if you took a step away because you got your own family first, et cetera, et cetera. Plus, you're just 70. Like, you just might not want to be dealing with shit. You might not want to deal with the NFL anymore. You might not want to deal with whatever the other business dealings you have that have kept you around. Especially because besides really, and I guess with them particularly, for the most part, they're private. Like, speaking to like Hov and Nas, is like they're pretty private unless it's a business dealing, which is how we get most of it. Obviously, Nas right now is a little more public because he's doing the album rollout right now. But, and I'm just curious if that becomes like, do you almost recluse yourself even more and more as you get older? Which again is totally valid. But like, if you're looking up here in when the 40 to 50-year-olds are Cole, who I could easily see Cole just being like Cole's somebody who, when he retires, absolutely would want to step away, in my opinion. Not saying that he want to still love rap or that he want to love hip hop. He would be totally okay to just like to walk away and like live his own life.
When you say step away, what do you mean?
Not
because like he literally has a label, so it's like he's going to have to be around.
Again, I don't know what the plan is for the label long term. Meaning, like, if everybody that you as your label, like, it already has worked, they can stand on their own. They don't need the cosign of being signed to Cole or the cachet that comes with being signed to J. Cole. Do they go on and do their own thing, and you no longer have like, does Dreamville just turn into a?
Those guys they're never leaving rap. This is just not going to happen. There's those guys like skip Jay-Z, like J. Cole, Kendrick, even Drake, which is another thing. Like those guys are never leaving rap. Nothing, because nothing gives you, even if you're not actively going out on tours and rapping and performing, nothing gives you the energy that rap gives you. It's the same thing as, like Will said, the basketball players that show up to the games, or the football players that's on the sidelines, or that's in coaching, or that's in the broadcast booth. Like this is their sport, this is their art. You know what I'm saying? Like the guys that we said that give a shit about it, they'll never leave it, even if they're not putting out albums or doing X, Y, and Z. And even the putting out albums thing, I would push back to anybody that says that, because these guys have clearly made it a thing. Is like, we want rap to be the same way rock is. And if these motherfuckers in rock and roll can drop a new album at 76, I don't know. Like, rappers won't really feel like they can't do that. The ones that care. The only one that really hasn't, when you think about it, is Andre 3000. That's it. The only rapper that kind of got older and was like, nah, I'm not really doing this no more is Andre 3000. Everybody else still does it. Because to be 50 in rap is to be 70 in rock and roll.
No, that's 1,000%. And I guess it's a little different with rock versus in terms of like, yeah, like all the old rock legends, they still tour, they still put out albums, they still do that shit. It's, I guess with that, to kind of close this off, do you think Hov would ever put out like another album, or do you think he would just kind of keep doing what he's been doing, which is I'm gonna give out select features and be like that once, twice a year max kind of drop? Like you get a verse from me, 2 verses a year from me.
He's definitely gonna put out another album. Now, will that be the last album he puts out? Probably. but he's definitely gonna put out another album.
I for sure got him putting out another album, because Beyonce dropped and went on tour. He gonna drop, and they're gonna do this little Beyonce and Hov tour shit again and run it up on niggas.
I was gonna say that shit. I keep seeing the fucking record-breaking numbers like the last couple years. Like Drake's last tour, Oxbow for Everything, like went crazy. Kendrick's last tour just went crazy. And in my head, I'm like, the second Hov and Beyonce go on tour, whatever they want to classify that shit as, like it's breaking all the fucking numbers. Like, oh my gosh. I had a friend who went to 3 different tour dates for the Cowboy Carter tour, and I was like, "You got any money left? Like, you selling some shit?
3,
and like out of state shits. Like nigga was catching flight. Like it was a shout out to Deontay.
Shout out to Deontay.
You said what?
I said, I thought you only had 2 kidneys and you could only give away one, because don't you need both? Don't you need at least one?
Nah, you them tours keep you alive. That's all you need. Oh man. Week 2 NFL preview. And by the way, anybody listening, because this was my most, and I wasn't even trying to be angry. I don't hate Caleb Williams. Will's gonna be on the show on Wednesday, and we're gonna talk it out, and it's gonna be a great time. I got the Bears beating the Lions today. Like it's cool, man. I just said like
I almost forgot about that foolishness from last week.
This is why I said like he was upset with me, and I said, and Tony even talked about it. I was like, when we last Tuesday, I was like, yo, all he really got, like he got to be better than JJ tonight. Because JJ hadn't played a game at that point up to like 600 days. I'm like, he just got to be better than him, and he wasn't. And I was like, you got to be better.
This is the day after.
That's it. Great. It's weird because technically we record in the afternoon, but it shows up on the next show. So I'm like, I'm trying to make my days correct here. So, because technically we did it Monday, but the game hadn't started yet. So, but it came out to the public on Tuesday. So I do that a lot. I'm like, my days, I'm like, oh yeah, yesterday.
All right, before we get into the recap preview, I make this quick because I know what this is. Everybody listening, this is you doing a weird 4D chess type of thing because I'm gonna give everybody a peek behind the curtain on us. Justin, to everybody listening, Justin cannot handle success well with his teams. He don't really know how to deal with it. Then when the Pelicans win fucking 2 games in a row, it's the NBA Finals. Goddamn, the
Facts.
Rays first place in the division, it's the dynasty
Best team in
starting.
baseball.
If
Yeah.
the goddamn if the Broncos have a sniff of quarterback success, it's the next Elway. So all
That
this
one spoiled
Caleb
me.
Williams
That's what
agenda
really
that
fucked me up.
Justin is pushing, this Caleb Williams agenda that Justin is pushing, and he's trying to work a backdoor situation. If the Bears make the playoffs and they are successful, Justin can
I
go
picked
out
the
here and
Bears
say
to
he
make the
knows better.
playoffs.
He knew all along the
I
Bears were gonna
did.
make the
That's a
playoffs.
fact. I
I
picked the
picked the
Bears to make the playoffs. That's a fact.
If the Bears do not make the playoffs and Caleb Williams he's struggling and he's trying to work his way through it, Justin can go out there and get on these microphones and get on these shows that we all have and say, Bo Nix is better than the number 1 pick. He is the quarterback of my team. The Broncos this, the Broncos that. And this is nasty what you're doing. And I want you to know I love you so much, but this is nasty. This is a nasty agenda that you're pushing. This is nasty work that you're doing, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it.
The problem with that now, yes, do I handle success well? No. Let me be very clear, and I can tell you exactly why I don't. 2011 to 2015, the Denver Broncos it was them in Seattle, the 2 most successful teams during that short run. Weirdly enough, I know niggas would say the Patriots. Peyton was beating Brady's ass during those 4 years. And Payne had the 55 touchdowns. I joke all the time where I said one of my first running jokes on Hard Foul was the Denver Broncos of 2013 scored the most points in NFL history. And them niggas decided that was enough points for a decade because they did all that and then they had horrible offenses going forward. Peyton had one more great year. I think the next year he threw 37 touchdowns and then the nigga's arm fell off. And then I went through Trevor Siemian, Joe Flacco, Case Keenum. Like, I've been here, man. It's not really a backdoor take, although I understand, yes, it can look like that because nobody gave a fuck. And I said this, and you said it was a fact, and it is. Nobody gave a fuck. I literally in that same show was like, yo, Bo played like some ass. Bo had 2 throws. I didn't hate the interception, the first one that he threw because it was a jump ball to Cortland Sutton, and I'm just like, over the course of a season, I'm fine with that. Like, if he gets 9-10 touchdowns and a couple will get picked off, like, I'm cool with that ratio. Like, it is what it is. Cortland's a jump ball receiver. The second one he threw to start after the third quarter was wild. And in that same show, and this is what I said, again, my analysis of Caleb was just like, you can't be, in terms of when we look back on this, in a class that I am really high on, where there's 6 legitimate starting quarterbacks for 6 franchises who I think can get second contract, which is huge. Does not happen very often. You just can't be the guy where there's an argument for you to be 5th or 6th. Because in that same show, to the idea that like I'm trying to like backdoor like a Bo narrative, was like, I said exactly what I saw where. So Bo started 4 for 4. And 2 of the throws were like rollouts and they were good throws. And then he got the Titans to jump offside. And I remember watching it because I was home alone last week. And so I'm watching the games. And I am a terrible person to watch football with, which is why I don't watch football with people. Because I have my own routine and process. And I'm not a good person to watch football with. I saw Bo smile after the catching the Titans offside. And Mark Sanchez was like, man, you could see like the progress in the second year play. And I'm like, no, now I'm nervous. Because Sean Payton is an arrogant play caller. And when Sean Payton really thinks he's got it going, you see some shit where it's like, all right, man, we doing a lot right now. This ain't, again, my reason for the Broncos being great this year is O-line, defense, and just be good enough at QB and skill positions. Man, once that nigga smiled and thought he was the one, it went downhill fast on offense. But nobody cared about that. So, it is what it is, man. Will standing for Chicago. Am I on bullshit?
Always. Get that head out your heart.
And then I said I like Caleb, but nigga said no, you
On that
don't.
same
and I'm
show.
like,
because because it's like you can't shit on somebody and then be like, but I like him. that ain't how it works. Objectively, no, yes, it can. I just said I like Big Sean. I get Big Sean my rap of the week, and then I said your last album was some ass. As a Bears fan, and hear me out, and this is not my take,
but I thought it was at least interesting enough, so I will propose it to you two, and then y'all can know if it sounds nuts. Everybody essentially agrees Caleb's year one you could just throw out because Matt Eberflus was just awful at the job, right? Is that fair?
I mean, I wouldn't say throw it out. I mean, it happened. It is what it is. But yeah, he did not have a great situation.
Okay. If Caleb comes back and over the next 2 to 3 years, like he makes the playoff once, has some good seasons, but isn't quote unquote like great because he wasn't a 1 overall pick and there were all these expectations. That's what Trevor Lawrence does, or Trevor Lawrence did. Trevor Lawrence, year one, had a coach in Urban Meyer who, if you believe all the quotables, did not know who Aaron Donald was. So take that for you will as a coaching career, as a professional. Obviously, collegiate separate. So no one really held Trevor Lawrence's year one against him. Year two, they make the playoffs. He's got that game against the Chargers. And then now Trevor has some injuries, but has not lived up. And Trevor was the last guy before Caleb, who they were like, oh, he's a generational can't miss quarterback. If Caleb Williams is Trevor Lawrence, when we're looking back year 4, year 5, as a Bears fan, is that disappointing? And then Tony, just as a fan of football, is that disappointing?
I would say it depends on the situation. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, even with me being a Bears fan, we know like the Bears as an organization has not been known to be historically good. I mean, at least over the last on offense. But I mean, just as far as for sure on offense. So I think number one, I would like to kind of give this Ben Johnson thing a little bit more time. Throughout this season. I'm not saying years or anything. I'm saying like a couple of games to kind of see what happens because I mean we are still talking about a first-time head coach. We are still talking about a second-year quarterback who went through 3 different play callers in year one. I think it was 3, and on his 4. This makes 2 years in the NFL and his 4th different person calling plays for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if he turns out to be Trevor Lawrence, is it a disappointment? Probably. But I don't follow the Jaguars enough to know if all of Trevor Lawrence's shortcomings are because of Trevor Lawrence, whatever people perceive those to be.
That organization, people, again, when he didn't have the card, that was a really bad sign of like, this might not be the team that knows.
But that's what I mean. Like when you talk about like the Jaguars as an organization, who are another organization who has not been known to be historically great. Like I mean, as far as just team success, I think we had a few years ago when your boy was over there, Blake Bortles and shit like that, but. Other than that, they had Calais Campbell, Jalen Ramsey, and things like that when they had that really, really good defense, but they ain't never been like an offensive juggernaut.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't know how much of the stuff going on over there is a result of Trevor Lawrence, or if he's just like you just seeing him kind of be a result of everything else around him.
Shout out to the legend Blake Bortles. Nothing will ever be funnier than like Will has some all-time quotables. There's very few that will be like Will going quiet for like 10 minutes on the Xbox Live chat and then just out of nowhere say, hey, this nigga Blake Bortles is some ass. He's like, I got 4 picks. Like when quiet is out, I'm like, all right, niggas playing the game. Like, I get it. We try to get through the season and just out of nowhere, he's just like, man, this nigga sucks.
That's what happened when you drafting all 6-8 receivers and then say your quarterback for round 7.
Oh fuck, Tony. Caleb to Trevor is first career comparison.
If that happens, then yes, there'll be a disappointment. But I'm not making Caleb Williams fucking if man after 17 starts. Like I just can't do it. So it's like,
no, I get that. It's valid.
He's got to play better for sure, but I mean, most of them have to play better. Like Michael Penix is starting his 5th game today.
Mm-hmm.
JJ starting his 2nd game today. You look at Drake May. Drake has to play better in that situation, which I think he will. the whole idea of like he's an argument of fifth or sixth just does not make sense because JJ McCarthy didn't play at all last year. Michael Penix only started 3 games last year. At worst, Caleb Williams is third. At best he's third, and at worst he's fourth. And I can't really say that because he was better than Drake May last year.
No, so so the distinction being you can't be fifth or sixth. Meaning when we look back at this in a few years, yes, because I agree that I think Caleb's gonna be better this year. If you just do exactly now through a year and a game, he would be third. And again, I'm not even mad if people say he's better than Bo. I'm just giving, like, if we're going on just straight off accomplishments, right? He's at the absolute worst third. I'm saying if we look back on this class in 2 to 3 years, and again, I think this whole class has a chance to get second contracts. That's how, even with limited time of Drake, I still think Drake May is going to be good in New England. I think the Vikings almost feel like a fail-proof. Like, I just think that roster and Kevin O'Connell is so good that, like, he will be fine. Even if I don't think he's as good as the other guys. And then even like Bo, I think Bo's situation obviously is better. He's got Sean Payton. He's got a great defense. Like, all those things matter. I'm saying if we look back down in 3 or 4 years with what was expected, you can't be the guy. Like, if everybody else is constantly, if the other guys are consistently making the playoffs, leading their teams, and you're not, that's who you can't be. Not necessarily that is who you are right now. Shout out to JJ McCarthy, by the way. That game is, sometimes we make football complicated because play calls sound like Jet YXZ 32900, and it makes like, damn, that's just crazy. And then they're like, oh, when did it turn on for JJ McCarthy? And I'm like, I don't know. I saw the niggas start throwing to Justin Jefferson and shit started looking better. And I'm like, I could figure that out. And I'm not an NFL quarterback, but I'm like, I see a team running down. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck the route is. I just know wherever they say he gonna be, that's where I'm going. And as soon as they made that whole broadcast, I think the first half he was targeted once, and then the third quarter he got his first catch. And I was like, they started scoring points. You know, sometimes shit is simple.
Football's so dumb because what's the point of all these complicated names? Like, why can't I just tell Justin Jefferson, hey, you run straight, you run across, you run deep left? Like, why I gotta call fucking XW Banana Z Zipski? Like, football is such a dumb sport. Football is so stupid. If we run the ball, like, hey, we run into the left, y'all just block everybody. Like, duh. Oh. It's like, what the fuck?
So Nick Saban, shout out to Nick, and he might have passed Bill on my like all-time head coaching rankings, which I've had them 1 and 2, but I think I've had Bill 1. He was talking about Derrick Henry, and he was like, Derrick Henry, I guess at freshman practice, said he fucked up a pass blocking drill, and whoever was the running back coach at Bama was chewing him out. And he walked up to Nick Saban, and he was like, bro, I didn't learn none of this shit. They handed me the ball and said, go run. And Nick Saban was like, that ain't a bad idea. And so
simple. Simple. Like, what are we talking about?
And every time, like, and again, the play call obviously are different, but like when I watch the Ravens play and like when Derrick Henry has some of these games, I do really think, I'm like, hey, does Lamar just look at that nigga and say, hey, left? I'm like, nigga, who's gonna get you?
Because like no other sport makes it harder. No other sport outthinks themselves more than football, bro.
That's a fact. Like, it is weird because it almost like, I know there is some logic to, now the stadiums are so fucking loud. Like, I know there's some to like, if you say, you know, the famous Cam clip of like, was it Clay Matthews saying like, oh, I know where you going? And Cam said bet. Like, there is something to the defense knowing what you're doing, but that shit is so loud. I'm like, during that season when Payton was going crazy, I'm like, you know what every other fucking play call was? It became a meme. It was like Omaha, and it's like, all right, niggas running Omaha. What the fuck does that mean? I'm like, I don't know. I just know DT got, rest in peace, got the ball in the end zone. So whatever the fuck Omaha was, that shit worked. Nigga just said, hey, go run straight or run a slant. Like, football is definitely you got to justify paying niggas $10 million a year to coach. And then you end up with Mike McDaniels.
That nigga looks stressed the fuck out.
Because you know we getting fired.
I was watching the clip when he was talking about the players only meeting. I said, golly, he just a few years ago he was looking youthful. He look stressed out now.
That nigga look like Obama's second term.
Yeah, man. He looking like I signed up for this again.
I brought up with Tony on Tuesday. I was like, if you look at the direction, so like Miami's dropped 70 on Denver, and that game was like horrible game. I said to him, I was like, only gave my wife watch me that whole season. And after that, she didn't want to watch the Broncos no more. And I was like, yeah, I can't blame you. But then ESPN pulled up the graphic like the next day, and they were like, hey, yo, like check out like the difference in record between Denver and Miami since that game. It's like Denver's over 500. Obviously, they got Sean. They're on better trajectory, the better team right now. And Miami, since the 70-point game, has been a lot of downhill. And I'm like, hey, y'all niggas gonna run me for that take? Like, I said it first.
Miami need to go. They need to go trade for Shedeur. I can't remember who said that. I don't know if that was on Nightcap when I heard him say that. I'm like, they need to go.
Hey, Chapman tried to get Shedeur traded to every team.
Last thing Shedeur need is to be on that fucking offensive line.
Every team that's gonna give him a chance to play.
That's a fact.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be behind that line. You see what happened to Tua.
Hey, Mike McDaniel is cool. Being an OC in the NFL is actually the best job. Like being like a great coordinator, like nobody.
You get the credit. You get the credit for the offense being good, and if they suck, it's the head coach.
Tua may throw 6 touchdowns today, or he may still be in mourning from this week's events. It could go either way.
Hey, Tua. Hey man, look, Tua's one hit away from looking like dude. Like there's just
looking like he one hit away from seeing that nigga.
Tua is Hey, where do y'all stand on this? And I know Tony used Bo once he got drafted, so let's exclude Bo because I don't feel like having that conversation. Who's the team that you like look at and you like, damn, like you feel sorry for the quarterback situation? Because you just know like how important it is, and like if you just like down bad, like you got no chance. Like who is that team? Because for me right now, it is Miami. Because I'm like, hey,
none. I don't give a fuck about none of these teams' quarterback situation. If I'm being honest,
y'all paid Tua $55 million. Somebody's got to say you're not worth 55. Like NFL GMs, I get it. You got to pay, and it's like the NFL, and you need a starting quarterback. Some of y'all gotta like Tampa looked Baker in the face and said, nah, man, they did enough. We'll give you 30, which is wild to say 30 million a year is cheap, but it was. They told Baker, hey, no, we need to see more. You had one good season, not good enough. And I'm not really even trying to disqualify the players here. Well, I'm trying to disqualify Tua. But it's like Jordan got 55 off like 9 games. Tua had basically the 1 year with Tyreek, and they a damn near were essentially like, all right, we can go 50. Like somebody's got to tell Tua, like, I don't give a fuck what you think you're worth. And like all respect to you if you think you can go out there and get it from somebody else. But like, you know, when you got great, we got maybe the best get the ball in his hands, run down the field nigga ever, and another top receiver out of the draft and an OC that turned our head coach. That was great. I ain't giving you 55 just because these niggas are great. Like somebody's got to do it. Niners.
Would you rather have Tua, or would you rather have somebody that could turn into Tua? You know,
if I got niggas, I don't want the nigga that turns into Tua anyway. What I need 2 niggas who's like, it was like insurance risks. Why? I could go. I have said, so it's one of those things with the NFL that like, I think it's so dumb. Mahomes kind of figured it out, which is what pisses me off. Mahomes got a 10-year, $500 million deal, which basically just means for salary cap reasons, you can fluctuate what he makes on a given year. If you're trying to if you got a really good draft class, which the Chiefs did have in 22 when they got Karlaftis, McDuffie, and all those guys. So you can move Mahomes' money around to sign these guys. When they're like, yo, like but to win at the NFL level, what's it take? And I'm like, Brady's the greatest winner we've ever seen. And the strategy was, I'll just take less money. Like, at some point, somebody else will do that. I thought Dak was potentially going to do this. Is the very beginning. This is like old hard fouls. Like, I thought Dak might have done it for his first contract. That shit didn't happen. I would have told Purdy to do it with the Niners. Like, niggas know my draft take. And now it's like, no, you got to pay him because, like, what if you don't get, like, bro, you found Brock Purdy with the last fucking pick of the draft. You got Kyle Shanahan as your head coach. Like, all these guys aren't worth $55 million. Like, sorry, not sorry. They all not worth $55 million.
And about what
That's
they
the reality.
worth, my nigga. It's about what's negotiated.
And then I gotta see fucking, and the NBA is arguably worse because Kobe White won $30 million a year, and I'm just like, Kobe White's a good player.
Kobe White.
Like,
Shout out to Kobe White.
I see that shit. I'm just like, does anybody in these meetings, like, what do y'all do? Like, yeah, man, nigga said he wants 30. Like, I mean, like he a good role player.
The market is the market, man. If the market is 50, but you got a guy coming up that could probably get that from another team, or you can keep him for like 48. It's like, hey, that's why we have market resets in these sports, because it's like, when one guy gets paid, the next motherfucker behind them, rather as good or not as good, they gonna want their bread.
I'd be the GM who fans would hate, because I would do this. That's the one thing I'll get. Like, Bill was terrible at talent evaluating, but Bill was great at telling niggas, like, they walk in there like, hey, yo, I need this. And Bill was like, bet. Well, we'll work on it. And that nigga start putting in trade offers. Richard Seymour, an all-pro defensive end at the time. He was like, Bill, I want to get paid top market. Bill was like, bet, we got you. Richard walked out that bitch. He called Oakland, said, hey, yo, y'all want Richard Seymour? Like, we just need some draft picks.
See,
they said ain't nobody bigger than the program.
That shit is cute to do when you can work around it. But when you can't work around it, i.e. have Tom Brady, it ain't as cute no more.
I was just saying, that's all you need. You just need Tom. It ain't nothing much. Just Tom Brady. I guess I'll start here with recap preview. So week 2, one of the biggest things for me is the teams that maybe looked great or terrible in week 1, you get another look at them and you get to see. For example, and we'll get this too when Tony makes his picks, I don't think the Colts are the best offense ever in NFL history with Daniel Jones. So I think what you saw in week 1 is going to look drastically different in week 2. Now, credit to the Packers, who, again, I had as the third team of the division pre-Micah, and I said with Micah, I put him to second. They might be the best team because they out here on defense. They're flying around. Micah looks crazy. That offense is rolling. Like, who are y'all expecting to be they're going to prove – we'll start positive because I just shit on Tua and the Dolphins. And it's Sunday, so, it's the God's day. Who do y'all think are going to look even better in week 2 versus what they did in week 1? And if anybody say Daniel Jones, I'm cutting this bitch right now.
So you saying players or team?
Either one, players or team.
Nigga said Daniel Jones.
If anybody say Daniel Jones, I will cut this bitch right now. I will end this all.
That I think look good, but will look even better.
Yeah, or continue. Like, if you think they were great in week 1, like Derrick Henry, for example, you're just doing a player, it's hard to be better than that. But if you're just like, yo, he's gonna do that shit again, it's like, all right, cool.
I was about to say, well, outside of my team, I'd say I think Josh Allen might rip them niggas today in in New Jersey. I think he might do them boys bad.
Yeah, he dominates that division. Y'all think Fields got a repeat? Like a repeat performance like that?
I hope he do. I would love to see it. I can't. I mean, that Buffalo defense is kind of sorry. So probably, he should. He should.
Will, you gonna get the Fields jersey?
I got a Fields jersey. I ain't getting the Jets jersey, but I got a I definitely got a Fields jersey. I will not be buying the Jets jersey though. Shout out to Doggy. I think so. I mean, I think the Bears as a team, I think they are going to be better than they were last week. It's a few. Like, I mean, even like CD. Like, I'm not a Cowboys guy by any means. I don't think CD is going to have as many drops as he had last week. So I think he's going to look better than he did last week.
That's a good player prop bet, by the way. Gamble responsibly, but that's a good player prop bet for CD to come out and have to go his over on catches.
Yeah. I think CD is going to bounce back. I think that Packers defense is definitely only going to get better. So yeah, I mean, even though they played.
They already played.
So, yeah, they played Washington.
And that Two, by the way, to really recircling, Jaden fucked it up for that whole class, by the way. Like, there is just going to be an expectation of him being that great that early is like there's now a comparable of on-field performance. I like Caleb Williams, guys. I promise y'all. Chicago, don't hate me. I don't want no issues.
I think that's what I got. I mean, I think that's what I got just as far as a few. As far as those, that's what I got. I will go to Bears being better. I think CD is going to have a better week. And then, I mean, the Packers already played, but I think their defense is going to kind of just keep looking crazier and crazier, honestly.
Are y'all ready for some top-tier hate?
Let's hear it.
I think Daniel Jones is going to have the biggest fall off from week 1 to week 2. But you know who's coming in second place?
I thought you was going to love first.
No, I'm going straight to hate. Y'all got love. Y'all gave love and said niggas are going to do great and all that is wonderful. I'm here to hate. But it's really unfortunate hate because I have to big up, and I hate doing this. Like, from the bottom of my heart, I hate doing this. I got to big up on the Tony Stevens. So it's like a double-edged sword. So Daniel Jones got the biggest fall off from week 1 to week 2. The second biggest fall off, because niggas have been singing their praise ever since Friday night, and this is really only because they play each other. If man gonna come back down, everybody's talking about the Chargers. Everybody's talking about, and that was a great win. And I predicted the win, and so I'm happy that I was right. I think the way you feel about opening the season against the Chiefs is not the same energy you bring out against the Raiders. And Geno was, to his credit, Geno was slinging that bitch last week. I don't think the Chargers defense is that good. I think they were uniquely ready, again, hyped up week 1 to play Mahomes, and everybody's been singing their praise. Justin Herbert, he's proven he's the nigga got if man for a reason. And everybody will say, like, he looks like this, he played like. I think Justin Herbert and the Chargers, I have the Raiders winning today, which is the part I also hate. So, again, double-edged sword of hate. But I think the Chargers, business is business. And so I think the Raiders win today. The Chargers, all the love they've been getting, we're going to see that come back down. And man, am I going to love this. I not only think that they lose, I think the Chiefs get smacked. I think no Rashee Rice, no Xavier Worthy. Travis Kelce is just, I think everybody understands it. Travis Kelce has 1 to 2 great games left in him. And if Chiefs fans feel like that's enough, if they get one of those in the playoffs, cool. That nigga is not a 17-game tight end anymore. He was ready to retire. I fully believe if they had won that game last year, Kelce would have proposed, retired, been out this bitch. He got smacked, and he said, I can't go out like that.
Side note. Go ahead, Joe. Finish off, and then I'll go into it.
Mahomes, who still clearly has those kind of players, we saw that on Friday, and I'm not here to say that he's not still great, but all the other great players that he came in with, like Chris Jones, Kelce, like them niggas is no longer who they were. And so I think the Eagles smacked the Chiefs. I'm excited for it. Y'all, I don't know what's going to be the more, and I'm not obnoxious for the most part. I don't think I am. Self-evaluation.
You? No.
I do, though, reserve. I'm like, there's a handful of things over the years. I'm like, if this happens, like, niggas shouldn't have listened to me the next day because I will be obnoxious. 0-2 Chiefs, I'll be a little obnoxious because I just think the Eagles are better. If y'all niggas lose to the Giants and go to 0-3, the shit I will say that Monday.
We're going a little too far now.
Oh, buddy, I will. I'm just saying.
We're losing the plot. We are losing the plot.
Go 0-3. Let Mr. Unlimited have a game-winning touchdown.
Mr. Unlimited. We are losing the plot.
So that's my 2-pack of hate for my expectations for week 2. You said side note, Will.
Oh yeah, when you was talking about Kelce, it was somebody. So in my fantasy football, I drafted Tyler Warren. Somebody tried to trade me Kelce for Tyler Warren.
Damn.
Is it dust?
like straight up, just straight up 1 for 1. I'm like, is you shitting me?
It's gotta be dust.
That's see, and Chiefs fans already don't like me.
I wonder why.
You don't say, and you don't like them either. So here we
I
are.
don't like them, and I always wonder. I said this, like again, when you're winning and you got the trophy, all the shine's on you, and maybe this is hate, and this was, but I was like, "Ayo, Chiefs fans, ask me a serious question. If Tony Gonzalez played with Patrick Mahomes, is he better or worse than Travis Kelce? Because y'all elevated Travis Kelce to the greatest tight end argument, like, in my opinion, prematurely. And I think Gronk still has that shit, and I don't particularly think it's close. The niggas tell me Kelce is right there with him, or if not even, some people say he's better.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Tight end ever?
I don't know Kelce's numbers, like, off the top. So his numbers-wise, it's not comparable either.
No, Tony Gonzalez pure numbers as a tight end are fucking insane. Like he's
I'm saying Gronk. I was saying Gronk. I meant.
Gronk doesn't have the total numbers. Kelce has better total numbers. Gronk's pace numbers and per game numbers are out of here. Plus 4 Super Bowls.
The Gronk Kelce thing, I'll never entertain. I watch these games.
Yeah,
I watch these fucking games.
Gronk to me also is the only tight end ever you could argue he was the best skilled position player in the league for about a 2-3 year stretch. Like, and I don't think any other tight end, and I love Shannon, and Shannon, I would have made that argument for him before, but like, I've never seen somebody like Gronk, and I don't think I'm ever going to again. The niggas they compare to Gronk as far as like physically what they look like, Gronk as a retired player looks bigger than him. Like that picture of JJ Watt and Ian Eagle, like, that's what Gronk looks like to modern day tight ends. So that was earlier this week. I was like, yeah, man, and give Tony Gonzalez some props. I used to hate having to fucking play against Tony Gonzalez. He got one-handed catches in the back of the end zone. And
what did you just say?
Like Damon Heward.
What did you just say?
He hated playing against him.
Absolutely. I was in the back. I will never not
number 99. The step at 99. I have it hung up in frame.
I will never.
We need to go get the Justin jerseys.
I will never. I had a summer jersey for my freshman year playing on the football team, but that shit died after like 2 weeks. I wasn't out to be out there getting it. All the stories of niggas, it's like there's like I'll play basketball or football, and they're like, I got hit once and said fuck that shit. Like Shay just did that. They asked him, like, yo, you ever think about football? He's like, yeah. And then I got cracked going across the middle. I said, never again. And I'm like, I feel that. Me, SGA, same thing. What else we got to forward look to? So Eagles Chiefs obviously the game of the week, right? Are y'all joining me on this?
I'm interested in this.
Eagles Chiefs game of the week. I'm not rolling. I'm
interested in this Ravens Browns game.
Nah, game of the week for me is either Lions Bears. I like Falcons Vikings more, and I like Tampa Houston more than this Eagles Chiefs. I think this Eagles Chiefs game. I think I don't want to touch it because like from a gambling standpoint, I'm not touching it. I think that this game will be relatively boring. I think the Chiefs offense is obviously going to be really boring. The Eagles are stuck between how they want to play as far as running or throwing the ball. This feels like a 21 to 24 game, but like I'm not. Yeah, I think Lions Bears gonna be a much more exciting game considering the Ben Johnson and going back to Detroit aspect and stuff like that. Game might be in Chicago actually, but yeah, you get my point. I think Falcons Vikings is going to lead to a good amount of points scored. I think that's going to be really exciting, and I think Stroud and Baker are going to put on a better game tomorrow.
Now, reminder to everybody: gamble responsibly. Tony may or may not tell you to at that game. He said he's not touching. He may or may not tell you what the line should be though. Because you
I'm not gonna
I'm like, wait, did I make the? Well, because you already sent the text. I'm like, I already got the graphics. I was like, wait, and I was going through the text real quick, and I'm like, wait a minute, did I read the wrong thing? But again, gamble responsibly.
No. I'm not putting my money on it. I like from a pick standpoint, I'm fine with that. But me, I'm not putting I'm not putting my U.S. currency on it. No.
No, that's valid. It's valid. I guess it's the Super Bowl rematch. It is. Now, I personally think this is I've been saying this is the end of the Chiefs being the Chiefs for like pretty much the last year. And I know they went to the Super Bowl last year, and I know I was wrong. Cool. But I think still with like Mahomes is still like the quarterback of right now. The Eagles are, by most people's standards, like the team, the defending Super Bowl champions. And so, and it's going to be the Fox game of the week. But again, I'm not mad at people saying like, okay, cool, I could take another nap because Broncos don't play till 1. Cool. I read that shit wrong. How? I need to know. Over, under how many million people watch 49ers Saints? And is it going to do more numbers? Is it going to do more numbers than like NBA playoff games?
Is it going to do more numbers? Yeah, of course. Of course it will. Of course it will. But
hey, that shit is so sick. Could you imagine just viewership, like just viewership numbers? That shit going to do more than playoff games.
Yeah, it's definitely going to do more than an NBA playoff game.
That shit is so like the NFL is such a drug. Like, you know when they post like those pictures, like when your team's down bad and you got them fucked up ass lineups out there. And it's like, niggas who ain't in the league no more, and just looking back, like, damn, we ran them out. Like, that's what this game is. Like, this shit is. Like, niggas is really gonna go watch Mac Jones and Spencer and like, all right, bro, like, y'all, what do y'all want to do, man? I should get this refunded on Sunday Ticket. Like, y'all shouldn't even be able to charge
Mac Jones 4 touchdown, 287 game is gonna make a lot of people a lot of money and lose a lot of people a lot of money today.
Hey, man, I'm in here for the storylines. Coach of the Year is oddly like the one award that we don't just immediately assume the best, like Offensive Player of the Year. You go to the top offensive guys, MVPs. You go to top quarterbacks, Defense Player of the Year. Coach of the Year is the one where it's just like it's totally story driven. Like if we just think you over exceeded expectations. Kyle Shanahan, he's your shot. If Brock Purdy's out, and I'm not the Brock Purdy guy. If he's out 3 games and you go 2-1 with Mac Jones, you got my vote. Like if you get professional football wins with McCorkle Jones in the year 2025, nigga, you got it. We could end that shit right now.
McCorkle.
Like, his man's birth name. His mom. That's what his parents named him that. It is what it is. What's another good game here? Jaguars Bengals. You know what's fucked up? When your coach says like, "Hey man," to Travis Hunter, he's like, "You gonna play more defensive snaps this week?" And it's like, "All right, cool, coach. Why did you pick the game against the team with the best 2 sets of receivers to do this with me at? Like my second game in the NFL,
the most
like, this is what
receivers in the goddamn league.
That's what you're supposed to be doing.
I'm like, bro, like, no, yeah, you could say that, but your coach is supposed to know better. Like, nigga, what's your the first defensive tape you're gonna put out there? Either gonna take Jamar Chase or T. Higgins, and it's like, all right, coach, fuck me, I guess. Like, you don't give a fuck about what I'm doing. Like,
it's very funny. This is very funny.
Oh, he for sure probably about to get cooked. But hey,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what did you want?
like it don't matter who. Oh, and whoever he guard and get the ball to them. Shout out to my man. Shout out to Trav, but yeah.
The game is the game.
How tall is Travis Hunter?
5'11", 6 foot.
6 foot.
Yeah, let's.
Bro, they got.
Why are they using fucking AI?
Just give T. Higgins all jump balls.
I'm like, bro, like they play the Texans next week. Like, let somebody else cover Nico Collins. You get the Texans number 2. Like, you could have done this way better if you wanted to like expand defensive snaps. Now, maybe you feel you have to because it's like, all right, well, they're gonna kill us anyway because of T. Higgins and Jamar. But like,
who else do they have at corner? Like, is he like their best corner too? Who the fuck do they got?
He's definitely their best corner.
No, he's not their best corner. Fucking what's my name?
I think you're right.
He's not their best. The Jags have a better corner, but he can be their best corner.
It's not today.
Let me look. It's not today. It's absolutely not today. It's for sure not today.
Oh, Tyson Campbell.
Yeah, Tyson
Okay,
Campbell's
yeah,
their best
yeah.
corner. Tyson
Yeah,
Campbell's
yeah.
a
Yeah,
good
Tyson Campbell.
cornerback.
Yeah, Tyson Campbell's nice, and it was fucked up too because they listed him as he's really not the best corner or receiver right now because they got Brian Thomas. So
Yeah,
shout out to
definitely
Brian
up there.
Thomas.
Yeah.
But I just again I was looking at that shit. I'm like, damn, coach, like we couldn't have done this like a little bit differently. Like you got me going up against them. We did Snake Oil earlier in the week with Tony, which is a really fun segment of teams that thought was or teams and or players that was going to do well. The one of the Snake Oil salesmen was Aaron Rodgers. So the Steelers are hosting Seattle. You think Aaron got one more game in him?
One game of what production?
Yeah, I definitely don't think he's doing what the fuck he did last week, but
no, not against that defense. I don't fucking know, man. Aaron Rodgers and that team is weird. Like I said, they play football like the sidekick just came out. So it's tough to kind of quantify how you're going to be today. I don't think he's going to have any measure of success against Seattle's defense, not to the extent that he did against the Jets. They should be able to put a touchdown or two on the board because I think their defense can play well against Sam Darnold today. But I'm not expecting Aaron Rodgers to have fucking 4 touchdowns and high completion percentage and all of that shit. And he took a lot of dumb sacks last week. Like he don't really want to move.
That's what
anymore.
I was gonna say. Like even with that game, though, he didn't look good. Like it wasn't like he looked great.
Yeah,
but the numbers were there.
Yeah.
Like he took a lot of dumbass sacks. He don't really want to move. A lot of the plays was kind of wide open stuff, busted coverage stuff. So yeah, I don't really see it today for him. They could still win this game. I just don't see it for him.
Yeah. Moving on, I'll be transparent, and then I'll pass the question on to y'all. If Denver loses this game, I'm gonna lose a lot of faith in this season. You lose to Daniel Jones, I'm gonna lose a lot of faith. I'm gonna just be real, because again, I don't give a fuck what Bo's numbers are. Bo has to not lose the game. Like, if Daniel Jones does anything against his defense, niggas just shouldn't attack. I'm gonna turn my phone off, throw that bitch out the window. Like it's gonna be all bad. Like
I might
why
drive
just
to
came
the
back?
game. They got tickets as low as $42. I might drive to the game.
Doing a hate watching person is crazy.
It is September 14th. It is week 2. My son said I might lose faith in the season. Shit.
I would. I'll be real. I say that to say, I'll pass the question on to y'all for your own teams. Is what is your mentality if, knock on wood, your team was to lose today?
Ravens lose to the Browns and go 0-2 again. I honestly still wouldn't lose faith if I'm being real. Like I just wouldn't. I'm not surprised by anything the Ravens do. The Ravens are going to finish 11, 12 wins, make the playoffs, and then whatever happens. I wouldn't. I ain't gonna say I wouldn't care because it'd be like, damn, y'all lost to the fucking Browns, but I wouldn't be like this season's over. Everybody else in the city would. I wouldn't dare drive down to the city today. But but yeah.
No, it's valid. And I'm somebody who doesn't think 0-2 really matters if you have one of those guys. So like if, for example, like I was shit talking.
We just don't live in that world no more.
Yeah. Like if the Chiefs went 0-2, this is why I said like get to 0-3 in the Giants, I can start shit talking. Like if they 0-2 and I'm like, all right, nigga, like y'all gonna be fine. And the Ravens literally just did it. What was it? It was 7 teams have started 0-2 and made the playoffs since I think like 2000. 3 of them shits was last year. So it's like 0-2 is just not a thing anymore. Like 17 games, especially if you have like established all pro level guys, like you 0-2 ain't shit. That being said,
wait until we get to these 18 games.
Then 0-2 might matter because niggas just might be like knocked out for the season and concussed by like then you just running injury risks. That's when it really starts to go like, all right. When we get to 18 games, no bullshit, and this is for Hard Part Radio, not for here. Niggas, you'll start seeing niggas rest in the NFL, like mid-season rest.
That's a good combo.
Like I don't think someone's doing it, especially for super physical teams. Like the Dolphins, maybe not. Them niggas that just run out there and let go. I gotta stop. What happens if the Bears go into?
What you say?
If the Bears were to go 0-2, what would be your confidence level after today if they were to lose? We're just doing hypothetically if all our teams lost today.
It really, to me, it depends on how they look. I think the Lions should be the better team. I mean, I know they're the favorites to win the game and things like that. We are playing in Detroit. So I only feel like if I don't, like, I think me coming into the season, I just wanted to see them, like, kind of just steadily improve, like, you know, throughout the season. So, I mean, unless they look like shit, I'll be fine. Like if Caleb looked like, unless Caleb looked like shit, like I'll be fine. Like I think, you know, I know. Number one, it's the Bears. Like I mean, it is what it is. It's the Bears. They got a reputation about the Bears that just kind of is what it is. But it's like, as a fan, it's like, all right, I just want to see the offense kind of look better week to week. So I don't think unless the entire offense just look like shit, I don't think it can really even change. Maybe the way that I felt going into the season.
And fair is fair for everybody listening. I'm not starting off with Caleb and the Bears on Monday, no matter how they do. I got that Falcons-Vikings game I already got that shit headline. Like when I do my show outlines, like I already got Falcons-Vikings, a Sunday night football game. I'm consistent. And on Monday night, I got 2 Monday games.
And I do got the Bears winning, by the way. Side note.
That's I think all 3 of us got our teams winning. I'm just the idea of like what happens if you know, hypothetically again.
If Detroit loses today, which is on the table,
I think they do.
If Detroit loses today, they play the Ravens next week on Monday night. That's a must win for Detroit. They have never beaten Lamar Jackson, and they lose in very cartoonish ways.
Isn't Lamar like 24, 25-1 against the NFC?
He's lost 2 games to the NFC, both in very stupid ways.
It's one of
every Lamar loss is in a stupid way now that I think about it.
I was gonna say, no, you sent me a text.
I'll never
forget, like last year when Denver and Baltimore played, and Denver was finally getting momentum. It's like, all right, this is not actually a good team, right? And you had sent me a text. You're like, look, the Ravens might do something stupid and lose this game. Totally understandable. It's like, but Lamar literally just like nobody like just beats Lamar down. Like he doesn't have like double-digit losses and shit like that. It's either losing a stupid way or he's beating niggas by like almost 20 points. And once I really started
1 million points or lose by 1, it's no in between. It's just no in between.
And I didn't think of that until you said it. I started going through like the game log and I was like, damn, because it's like. I think it was 2 years ago now, like where they beat San Francisco towards the end of the season, and they beat the shit out of San Francisco. And then I'm like going through all these games, like they were blowing teams out, or they had again like last year they had the loss to the Raiders, and they had the Chiefs game obviously to start 0-2. So it's like it is a wild. There's no just like regular game or regular score, and Lamar is so unique. One of Colin's best takes ever is he's like, you just can't prepare for him. He's the only guy in the NFL. Well, Colin says him and Josh Allen. They're the only guys in the NFL where physically you can't recreate that on your practice squad. Like everybody has like a fast guy they could put at quarterback or whatever, just try to simulate like a nigga getting out the pocket and shit like that. But there is nobody ever. And I know the Michael Vick comparisons, I don't think they're accurate. When Lamar does shit, and it happens, it feels like once or twice a game, him running 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage and still turning those into like 5-10 yard gains, it's the equivalent to what Steph did with the 3-point shot. Like those are plays that would get you benched, cut, et cetera, like we're like don't do whatsoever. And Lamar does those shits semi-regularly. And he's just so talented. And
it's very funny.
Like, yeah, like funny. It'd be like anybody else in the league, they'd be like, they was just frying the LSU quarterback yesterday because he went like 10, 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage and tried to throw that bitch, and it was like, oh, like what a terrible play. You can't do it. That's high school shit. And I'm like, bro, Lamar, Josh, Patrick, like they all do that. But they're so special and unique that it's like the rest of y'all ain't built like that. we're going to get into Tony's picks here into a second, but I'm glad Will's here for this one. So we played this last week with Jimmy Fredette levels. The concept of this game is we talk all the time about former players, whether NFL, NBA, how they would do if they played today. And so today, I thought a guy we've talked about a bunch on here before. One, Chad Johnson, Chad Ochocinco, however you want to acknowledge him. How good would Chad be if he played in the NFL today? We got 5 levels. Would he be better than this player? Excuse me. Starting at level 1, and this is maybe fucked up because we're going to only just one season, but some projection here. If Chad played today, would he be better than Brian Thomas Jr.?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, this one's kind of tough because Brian's only got the 1 year in the league. So we're doing some projecting here.
Balled out, though. Balled out, though.
He was hooping.
1,000%. Yeah. And this list gets kind of crazy fast, and this is respect to Chad. So level 2, if Chad played today, is he better than Puka Nacua?
I think so.
Ooh.
I don't think it's like clear, but I think so. Puka tough.
Chad better than Puka Nacua? Shit. I really want to say yes, but I don't know, man. Puka Nacua is incredible.
I just turned down a trade. His footwork.
Chad's feet, his feet are just, it was in a phone booth. Like in a phone booth, he could get open.
Yeah. So you saying yes to Puka, or saying yes that Chad would be?
Yeah,
better than Puka?
I would say yes. I would say yes.
All right.
I would say yes. Yes.
Okay. To Puka before Puka, would Chad be better than Cooper Kupp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cooper got a triple crown. Like that's a.
Shout out to him.
And Tony killed me because I said
nice.
DK was not like he killed me when I had the opinion like I would take DK over Cooper, and Tony fucking you think he had
history will prove me right. History will prove me right. For this season only, I would rather have Cooper Kupp than DK Metcalf.
Mm-hmm. That's valid. So we putting Chad over Cooper.
I'm going yes.
Yes.
Okay. If Chad played today, level 4, is he better than Devontae Adams?
So, the reason this one is a good one is because
and it's prime for prime, by the way. I'm not talking about like 2025 Devontae. I'm talking about like prime Devontae Adams, prime Chad.
I think because of the route running and because of the footwork, that's what makes this
it's tough.
That's what makes it kind of a great comparison.
So I tried to with all of these. So because you weren't here last week, like when I did Jimmer, I was doing all the 3-point guards. I was doing Trae Young, was Peyton Pritchard, who's the Duke dude that Grayson Allen. I was trying to keep him in line.
Grayson Allen,
similar, yeah, guys who are similar stylistically to what they did. I want to compare Chad to a nigga like Nico Collins because they just play receiver differently.
Yeah. I think that's 50-50.
I would go Devontae Adams because the route running ability is probably 1-to-1, but Devontae Adams is 6'2", 6'3", 225.
So you think the physicals get him over Chad?
Yeah.
I think this was tough to me because I did my brain. I immediately went to Devontae, but then I always give Chad a little bit of. And Carson Palmer was good. Carson Palmer was not Aaron Rodgers, and so that always kind of plays a part into me. I'm like, when you doing receivers, it's like
some would say that's a good thing.
This is true. And so it's what boost do you give an all-time great receiver if they also have an all-time great quarterback, right? And I've never really had a great. Different factor because all the greats have had great quarterbacks, with maybe T.O.'s best argument for why he's the best is you could argue he's had the worst set of quarterbacks. And then level 5 was Ja'Marr Chase. Bengal for Bengal.
Brother, I am sorry, Chad. I really am. I hated that to come to this.
Oh man, is Jamar already the best receiver in Bengals history?
We had this argument, like I want to say it was over the summer, at some point over the spring, and I think we all came to the conclusion that yes.
I think so. I don't know if we did on mic or in text, but the yeah, because I think
it was on here. It was on
we
the show.
I think
on
we
here.
recorded it.
Okay, because the Triple Crown season. If I was on the fence, which again, Chad has an argument, he still has played a few more years, even just going off Cincinnati than Chase has played to this point. But last year was just one of those years of like, man, you ain't gonna have. I think Justin Jefferson's better. Justin Jefferson might not ever have a season as great as Jamar Chase had statistically last year. Like that's absolutely on the board. Like Jamar Chase is fucking crazy.
And circumstantially, you probably don't want to either.
that's also true. That's valid as fuck. Like that argument of like, if you putting up those kind of numbers but losing, like, and to be, man, they were some fun games. But those Bengals Ravens games from last year, those are two games that are like, I would not want to be a fan of either of those teams during those games. Those just feel like fucking.
You don't say.
I'm just watching them shits. I'm like,
everybody's having fun and enjoying themselves.
Where do y'all
real quick, not.
Where do y'all got Puka ranked as far as receivers go?
Currently?
Yeah.
He can be as high as 5 or 6. He could be as high as that, I think. My 4 are pretty solid. I have Chase Jefferson, I got Justin and Chase, but whatever. Chase Jefferson, CD, and AJ Brown. That's my 4. At that point, I'm open to arguments anyway.
So you say he could be top 5.
Is he better than Nico Collins?
Yeah. It's tough. Nico's very, very nice.
Like, I think I would take Nico Collins. Now, I'm always going to be biased to the guy who's just physically, like, in a different class. And Nico Collins is
catch radius. Yeah, class. I get that.
So I would, but I'm not sure that, again, what I say I would take isn't necessarily who's better. Because, again, like, if you're just going off that, I'm like, I would never take Nico Collins over Chase and Jefferson, but I would take that body type of receiver. Who else is in that convo for top 5? So Nico, Puka.
Shit, BTJ's in that top 5. I mean, in that conversation. Amon-Ra's in that conversation.
Oh, yeah, no, Amon-Ra would be my 5. You saying that, he would be my 5. I would take Amon-Ra over Puka and Nico. Because my issue with Neighbors and Brian Thomas, I'm like, I never want to necessarily put a guy top 5 just off 1 year unless it is like some truly legendary shit. And not saying they weren't great last year, but I think the fastest I've ever had a receiver get into that class is OBJ. Like just day one. Now he started the year hurt, but like pretty much as soon as he was on the field, it was like, oh, he's different. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I would do that yet with Neighbors and Brian Thomas, despite them having great seasons. If you want to say top 10, there's more of an argument, but I would say for this specifically, I probably wouldn't put him there yet. Amon-Ra, Nico.
Well, if I really thought about it, I probably put him at 7.
So you would go. I think we named the top 4. Then would you go? I think we would 4. All put Amon-Ra somewhere, and then Nico Collins.
I would
4 or 5. I mean, that'd be 5 or 6 right there if you do Nico Collins and Amon-Ra, unless you got somebody else over. Well, I don't know where you stand on those two.
I'm trying to. It's between Brian Thomas or Nico for 6. And
I would agree with
Brian
you
Thomas
on
Jr.
I probably wouldn't take Brian Thomas Jr. over Puka right now. I think I'd be more open to the Nico Collins debate probably than the Brian Thomas debate right now. But I can definitely say I would probably go Brian Thomas at if we were to say Nico S. Yeah, probably 7.
How high? And I feel like he's rated wrong just because of who he plays with. How high is T. Higgins?
It's tough because I'm
Like
a big T. Higgins fan, but I
To
think it's
me,
tough to like
11 or 12.
How y'all feel about Drake London?
I like Drake a lot.
I had Drake London over T. Higgins.
That was gonna be my next question: is he top 10? But if T. Higgins is 11,
He's top 10 to me.
well, I'm thinking like the names that we just listed. I don't know if I got like, I mean, even if we were to say, so if you got the top 4, then you got really even top 5. If you got because I would say Amon-Ra will get that 5th spot, I think. But if you say Brian Thomas, Nico Collins, Puka Nacua, that's 8. I don't know if it's 2 more people I would put over Drake London.
Terry McLaurin.
That's a debate, I think. Terry is tough.
I couldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it. I would go Drake London.
I'll ask because this is another guy who, and again, I know I've spent the whole episode shitting on him. Is Tyreek still top 10? Like, do we evaluate Tyreek separate from the situation, and would he still be top 10?
I mean, we can't evaluate. We can only evaluate from what we've seen, though, which is tough.
I don't know. I think that
like if Tyreek got traded,
because if I'm looking at like a Tyreek, if I'm looking at a Tyreek and a Devontae, I'm kind of putting them in like a veterans tier personally.
I'm not mad
because I think they're both on the back end.
They both on the back end can still make an impact in the right situation. Like I think if Tyreek was to get traded, like he would probably like go back and he would probably easily go back into top 10 conversations like in a heartbeat if he got with the right offense.
No, that's what's
like before playing the game. Like I think if they were to say he's traded back to the Chiefs or something like that, like
1,000%.
he don't even have to play before like his stock kind of shoots back up as far as like wide receiver rankings. But
so to the T. Higgins part, what do y'all think about Devontae Smith?
I don't have him. I don't have him over T. Higgins.
I can't personally put Devontae Smith over T. Higgins only because again, there is I'm sizist. I just don't like niggas who's like that.
I don't know. I think I do. I think I do. It's not like clear. It's like I think I got him over. I think I do. Devontae Smith is nice.
No, for sure. I think if we were to put T. Higgins at like 11, I would have Devontae Smith somewhere between 12 and 13.
Mr. Consistency, Mike Evans. Is Mike still top 10 or at least in that convo?
I would take Mike Evans over T and Devontae Smith.
So that's the part where I get fucked up, and I'm like, it's unfortunate because even those two could be number ones. I fully believe that, but when you're not a number one, it's like I have trouble putting you over a number one.
Yeah, and it's like I think I do agree as far as them both being able to be number one, but it's like as a number one, are you better than him as a number one? And I think they can both be successful number ones, but I don't know that they're better than Mike Evans as a number one.
No, that's the part that's tough. And it's kind of why too I'm disqualifying Devontae. I agree with your logic of like he's in a veteran tier, but I view Puka as the one on that team, and so Devontae as a 2 is great. But
same.
And because I've seen it, I'm not gonna say he obviously it'd be stupid to say Devontae Adams couldn't be number one, but because he's no longer a number one, I'm like I gotta move you down, bro. Like these are the little things that happen when you're trying to like really nail down spots. Is there anybody else? Oh, I guess the last person I'll say that maybe enters these convos, I'm not as high, but would Garrett Wilson deserve to be in the top 10 convo?
I was thinking Garrett Wilson, but I don't have him top 10 just because of like the situation.
his debate
he
might be
could
top
be
15
for sure.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
His debate might be top 15 because I feel like we done named 15 for sure and ain't named him yet. So it's like I think he will be. I think, but even still, I mean, if you're talking about him being a number one, where does that put Devontae and T Higgins?
So Garrett Wilson would be like my line of he's the best number one that I would consider Devontae and T Higgins over. So meaning like if I had, and again I don't have this exactly ordered, but let's say if I had Garrett 13, I would say T Higgins and Devontae Smith have an argument for 11 and 12. Like that would be the lowest end of
The one that sucks.
The
one that sucks because I think he'll be so much higher. But I said the one that sucks because I think he'll be so much higher. But the situation is ass is Olave.
He just can't. He need to stop getting fucking knocked on his ass. Because he
need a new quarterback.
For sure.
He just need a new.
He get thrown into danger every season, multiple times a season. They throw him right into danger. Every day they throw him right into some shit. Now he out.
Nah, so that was one of the funniest comments is to that YouTube game. And Derek Carr, shout out, breaking down film, and it looked fire. And it was he looked like he was in his bag. Cool. Someone quoted that shit and said, "Yo, nigga, you could break down film this well. Why you fuck Olave up like that?" And I was like, "You got a point."
That's always the thing with football players, bro. Like they smart as hell when you watch them at a board, but it's just like, why can't this translate to real time? I mean, I'm sure I get why it can't, but it's just like, damn, like you really know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. And this nigga sent Chris Olave to the hospital twice. Like I'd be like, and I agree. I like Chris Olave a lot. That's one of those. He might be better than he's given credit, but you do need. It's like that weird argument of like how much production do you need along with your talent, right? Like we all agree unite. Because I think really the guy who probably, and this is weird because I think he's a consensus top 3. AJ Brown, I think we all realize is a top 3 receiver, one of the best in the league. And we all also know his numbers are never going to be as good as Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. And that's because of that offense. But it's like nobody looks at AJ Brown and goes, "Oh yeah, this is not one of the best niggas in the world." Like you just see him, and like when he gets like a jump catch or he runs around, you're like, "Oh yeah, no, he's him." But he'll never have those numbers. The other guy, like Jefferson, I don't think is going to have a crazy statistical year. So I don't care so much about that. It would take multiple years of not being great statistically for me to even move Justin Jefferson off the number 1 spot. And that's with Chase having the best statistical season of his career. So we about to get out of here because we got football coming up and we ain't trying to compete with the NFL. We not Apple or Google, aka Roger Goodell. So with that said, though, before we do get out of here, remember, and I gotta keep reiterating this, FanDuel, hit us up. We open the talks. Gamble responsibly. You gotta say that shit or they flag you. I got
anybody that does the gambling and all of that, hit us up. We're open to everybody.
This is also true. So we're gonna pull up Tony's picks here, and I'm gonna let Tony take the time to go through Tony's ticket. And excuse me, should be, if I got this right. That's banner image. What the fuck schedule they got this on? Oh, that's the receiver ranking. Live. How do we do this? Elite 2. Which? Oh, I can just click on that shit. Okay, cool. Give me just the one. Why don't you show that screen? Slight technicality? Why? Oh, I'm an idiot. That's why. Okay, there we go. I'm done being an idiot. All right. So Tony's ticket, run us down here. And for whatever the line is, I just want y'all to see the confidence this man had. Because this man said he run
minus whatever. It's
crazy. Oh shit. Oh, we lost him here for a second. Oh. He's gonna be rejoining us here. But no, yeah, I hit Tony with this early in the week. Again, I do mine on I do my 5 on Hard for Ready on Friday, so go check that out. But Tony hit it in the early week, and I was like, yo, let me know with whatever picks you're looking at this week. And the confidence was hilarious. I also wanted to clarify when we get him back in here is we'll go over because he did say he wouldn't personally touch the Eagles game. We'll ask him about that. I'm also curious. How much y'all think this nigga bets? He's not in here right now. Y'all got 30 seconds. We got 30 seconds to say so before he gets back in. How much y'all think this nigga bets on game? Not how many games do you think he bets a week? Not how much.
I don't think he bet that much.
Do you good for? You think he put money on the Ravens? Because that was always my rule. I can't put money on Denver. I'm like just too emotionally invested.
He ain't really like at least from like when I knew like when he was betting and shit, he was more of like a props bet like type of like he was betting on like touchdowns, yards, and shit like that.
Oh, okay. And he can do that shit.
That's been a while. That's been a while too. So.
And I'll shout out to you for when niggas don't have legalized gambling and they stay yet having a homie who does.
Oh shit! Look at Justin trying to get us caught up in his Rico.
I ain't. Hey man, that's just like weed. That's like it's like, oh man, my state wasn't legal for weed forever. It's like, bro, weed's legal everywhere now. Like that shit ain't even no big deal. I want to get nobody jammed up in a Rico, man.
No. I'll tell the people you and Tony y'all were great guys.
That's a fact. See, there you go. Look at that. This is why you have good friends. Don't have people like Thug snitching on phone calls.
That was Young Thug jail. I'm looking at the shit from last week. Y'all said Young Thug jail call. Y'all said I wouldn't care about that.
Did you watch them? Did you watch?
I heard some of them.
I didn't clips.
I seen like a nice amount of them. Yeah, man, he was chatting.
I didn't even know. I said last year, I was like, I didn't even know niggas dissed Andre 3000. Like Andre 3000 lived his own, like literally in his own world.
How you mad? You said like he need a job, but you complaining about him.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like
usually it'll be like, oh, why he ain't fucking with me, but it's like you saying that he need a job, but then trying to say like why he ain't working with us.
That nigga just want to play his flute, man. Like he was going at Cole, he was going at 3 Stacks. Like it's one thing if you want to diss like niggas who regularly get dissed, right? And if you got issues with like you got issues with Gunna and some of the other ATL niggas, fine, cool. It was wild because like 3 Stacks does about an interview every other year. Again, he lives in his own world. He bigs up Young Thug. Like he literally goes, yo, man, like if there's any artist today that I really feel like is super creative and doing all this different shit, he's like, man, I really like Young Thug. And I'm just like, and then 3 Stacks, again, we don't get to hear him talk much. And so he doesn't really compliment anyone. So you like the one dude he compliments and you was like, that's who you decided to go after? Oh man.
I mean, but like, yeah, that nigga was chatting. He was talking about any and everything. Like, he don't know these jail calls is recorded.
That's the other crazy part. I'm like, bro, like you gotta know this shit. The other one I saw.
You saying Tony text? He say just run through it. He ain't gonna be able to hop back on.
Oh, all right. So then yeah. So all right, for Tony's ticket for this week, then Tony got Baltimore minus whatever at the Browns. I think the line settled at 5.5, but again, he's got supreme confidence. They're gonna blow them out. Seattle +3 at Pittsburgh. Excuse me. So this one again, he not buying a whole lot of what Aaron Rodgers was doing last week, which makes sense. I'm not really fucking with Aaron Rodgers did last week either. You got the Panthers +6.5 at Arizona. He don't hate the Cardinals, but he doesn't need the Cardinals. The Cardinals played the Saints week 1, so who knows how good they are. The Saints are the worst team in the league. Eagles, you get a real one. He got Eagles -1.5 at Kansas City. That 0-2 Chiefs start. Remember, I'm not talking crazy until 0-3 or 1-3 if they lose to Baltimore. And then good money, smart decision, good man. Broncos -2.5 at the Colts because Daniel Jones ain't doing shit to that defense, man. Nick Benito's going to kill this man. Agree, disagree? Any big takeaways before we get out of here?
No, I think these is all solid picks. I agree with them all. I think I agree with them all.
No, I'm rolling as well. We had 3 of the same 5. I had Baltimore, I had Denver, and I had Philly. So, like, look at me. Niggas got Denver. Shock. Hey, man, with that being said, appreciate Anybody who stopped through, again, we're going to be live. Next week, we'll be live. Give me something she's starting up today. We'll be live on not only the regular channel, we'll be live on TikTok, and there's a decent chance we'll be live on Twitter. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Appreciate anybody that's listening to the podcast, and we will see y'all next